What's up, YouTube? How's everybody doing tonight or today? Sunday, whatever the date is. Brought the dog outside. Got a lot of shit done this weekend. Like I said in my last video, a lot of stuff going on, so I apologize for not doing any videos for a short bit. I just got back onto the YouTube, so I just wanted to do a quick video. There was a couple people that asked if what's the update on the Kia. Okay, well, the update on the Kia is this is what it looks like. We got the whole front end back together. We got the front end primered. There was a big rust hole. If you guys remember, there was a big rust hole. It went from here all the way to here. I ended up cutting that whole section out, putting a new piece in, so it is actually not going to rot there anymore. We ended up doing that. Now, I got the back sealed. The back is all sealed up. I still got to get another can of it's undercoating sealer, so when you spray it on frames and stuff, it seals deep down inside of the metal. I forget the name of it, but it's like an undercoating, but it's a sealer. Then I will spray undercoating over top of it, but I still got to do all that and all of that area and all of this over here, and then we still got to throw some primer up on it still. So we're going to go ahead. This is kind of like a rough. It was sprayed out of a gun with some cheap primer, and I don't like how it came out because it's kind of like a rough texture feel. I want it smooth like the door is. So what I'm going to do is sand this whole section down. I still got a couple spots I need to fix here. We got to fill those little spots in. I don't know if it was a bad rust spot right here, so what I did is just fiberglassed it because it wasn't a big hole, and I never did fabrication work before, so I didn't know how I felt of doing that when I first got this thing in the garage. And then I got gutsy one night and started fabricating the rocker panel down here at the bottom. I ended up getting gutsy enough to cut out the old rotted rocker panel and welded a new rocker panel in. And I did not buy a rocker panel. I actually used sheet metal and made a rocker panel. Right now, as we are talking, we are building. If you look over there, right there, if you see that, that is a bracket to bolt the roll bar in. Okay, I know I said I was going to move the roll bar to the front back here. I was going to put it behind the seats, bolt it in behind the seats, and build brackets so it can sit level. But I decided not to right now because I want to get this thing out of the garage. So I changed my mind. So from the bottom, where the floor is, humped up right there, where that floor is, from there to the top where you see that bolt, that is 9.5 inches tall. Okay, so over here, as you can tell, we got to take this one and raise it up to that same height. Well, that I had to cut out. That one I had to cut out when I put this one in. And the way I built this side, I like how it sloped down in the back. I didn't like how it rounded. So this side, it rounds up and then it slopes straight back. That's how I liked it. That's how I did it. That side's going to be done the same way eventually. But as of right now, so we can get this out of the garage and I can start driving it this summer, what we're going to do is I'm building brackets to bolt onto the end of here so it can sit that high. It needs to be at least 9.5 inches tall. So I'm building these brackets. This is the bracket I'm building. As you can tell, we drilled the holes in it last night. Here's the other bracket. So the way these are going to sit, they're going to bolt on like this. It will bolt on like that. Either they're going to stay bolted on like that, so when you pull this roll bar out, they stay connected, or I think I'm going to bolt it on, have someone help me put it in the back, and then while this is bolted on, I'm going to tack weld it where it needs to be. Okay? So wherever this is bolted on at, there'll be a piece here and a piece here, like that, but it's going to be cut down to the size. It will be cut down to this size here, the square, so it can look pretty. And then it will be tack welded in here like that, wherever it lands at. So when it sits there, I want to tack weld it in. Now, all this material that I'm using, except for what I made the rocker panels out of, that's what that stuff is right there. When I started doing this, putting new panels in, cutting old rod out, I went out and bought a couple sheets of metal. Now I'm going to buy another sheet of metal, but I got to go to a shop to get that sheet because we're going to close this all in. We're going to tack weld a big sheet of metal in, and then we're going to put a window in the back. And then it's going to be able to clip in, and then you can clip it out, unhook the clips, and you can pull it out and it can stay all open. So this here is actually the angle iron that I have. I did not buy. I actually had a bed frame in the house that was broke. So this was just been laying around. So I ended up going, you know what? I can't afford to go out and buy steel. I can't afford it because for 1, 2, 3 pieces of angle iron, it was going to cost me like 80, 90 bucks to 100 bucks. So what I did is took an old bed frame, cut it down, took that bed frame, cut it down, and now I'm building my brackets. I'm building my brackets. So what I'm doing right now at this point in time, I ended up cutting some small pieces where I gotta make it nice and straight. I just cut them. I didn't measure or anything. I just cut it. So I cut it, and we're putting a piece here. There's going to be a one here in the middle, and there's going to be another one on this side. Now the reason why I'm doing that is when you bolt them on, when you bolt it onto here, there's going to be a space between. So what I'm going to do is when I get it bolted on there, that space, I'm going to take a piece of metal and run it across and weld it in that space. 2, the little pieces I just showed you, when it sits on top of here, it's going to give it more support. So really all what I'm doing is welding support pieces in. So you got one on this side. I'm going to weld one in on this side. And then I'm going to weld one in the middle, and that's going to be my support. That way it makes it stronger and sturdier. Now, when I go to bolt these on the roll bar, there's going to be a space about like that. There's going to be a space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to fill in that space to make that bracket, so that bracket can be nice and square. So that's what I'm doing right now on the 2002 Kia Sportage. We're building brackets for the roll bar. I want to put the roll bar back in next year or next winter. I will pull it back into the garage. We will pull all that out, and then we will build the wall and everything. Now, the way I'm building the wall in the back, it's going to be a removable wall. So you can actually literally take the wall out. The way I'm building the window frame is out of this stuff. The window is going to sit down inside of here. So once I get the sheet metal welded in, I'm just going to tack the sheet metal in for temporary, tack it in, and then I'm going to tack weld my frame, and then I'm going to cut the hole out where I want the window to be at. And then we're going to take the frame, once I build the frame of the window, we're going to take the frame, put it on the inside, and then we're going to weld it in on the inside, so that way the window sits like how a window would, a windshield. It will sit inside of the rubber and stuff. So it's going to sit in just like this. It's going to be recessed in. So it's going to sit right on in there with a piece of rubber. We're going to glue the rubber in, and then we're going to, so it can seal shut, so if it rains we won't get wet, and then it's going to sit nice in there. So that's what we're doing. That's what I've been working on this weekend, building the brackets for the roll bar. Now the brackets for the roll bar, it will be on both sides, because we're going to cut that other bracket out of there, and we're just going to go ahead and put brackets on both sides. That way it can sit even. We're going to tack weld the brackets in. We're going to weld the brackets in, and then we will I might just paint them black, and then just throw some undercoating on it so it can match the inside of the bed here. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Next year, my idea is to get me an S10 that has been pretty much stripped down, take the frame out from the S10, put it underneath the Kia, put a 305 down in it, and then cut the back half of the Kia right through here, cut it nice and straight all the way down, close it in the back, close it in right here, and then put an S10 bed on it, so it can be an S10 Kia. Kia S10. I think that's what I'm going to do next year. Not 100% positive. I don't know. I might just say hell with it and just restore this, or I might just chop it up eventually and make a pretty rat rod out of it, or something cool out of it. I don't know. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna get off here. Joker 1014's out. I gotta go and do some laundry. I'll talk to everybody later. Have a good Sunday. Peace out.